My friends, and welcome if you are watching this after the live recording as we let people trickle in. Just taking a few moments to ground and arrive. Closing your eyes if that's accessible to you, feeling your feet on the ground. Taking a nice deep breath. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Starting to come into the body. Noticing the sounds in your environment, hearing my voice. Maybe setting the intention to arrive with curiosity, arrive with an open mind, arrive with an open heart. Maybe noticing the breath. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'm really happy that you're watching. Welcome, Neil. Good to see you, buddy. I'm going to share 6 things here. A little bit about myself, my journey as a meditator and a meditation teacher, who this course is for, what kind of meditation I'm going to teach, what the classes are like, why you should join this course, and then finally, how you can sign up and register for the course. First, I want to share a little bit about my journey as someone who meditates. I always say that kind of in quotes because you don't really, in true mindfulness philosophy, I'm not necessarily identifying as someone as a meditator, so it always sounds kind of silly. But I choose to meditate in as many open opportunities as I possibly can. And I choose and have chosen to pursue a life that is rich with these practices. It started when I was 23. For those of you who know about my story, I grew up in a home with opioid addiction and emotional abuse. And as a young man, I turned to binge eating as a way to cope with and repress the anger and the stress and the fear that I was feeling. And I ballooned up very quickly around the age of 10, was obese, and was very fortunate to be allowed to offer the opportunity to go to these summer camps throughout high school that allowed me to develop a relationship with exercise, with fitness, with diet. And by the time I entered college, I had beaten obesity as a child, which was something that a lot of people really struggle to overcome, even as adults, but as a child in this society, the obesity rates are out of control. It lit a fire underneath my ass, and I thought that I had it all figured out. But as I graduated college under this very strict relationship with fitness, very self-critical, like you must go to the gym, and if you don't go, there's all or nothing thinking involved, and a very intensely strict diet, I started to realize that as I looked at myself in the mirror, even though I was thin and at the healthy weight that I thought that I wanted to be, I wasn't happy. And so I started meditating. I started meditating because I was curious to explore this and understand this, and also because I felt like time was really speeding up, and I'm sure many of you out there can relate to that. And I wanted to be more present with life, more appreciative of the life of a young 20-year-old. And in meditating, I started to realize the deeper cognitive emotional layers that were beneath just the external view. I had been conditioned to fixate on this thought that when I look a certain way, I'll be happy. And as I started to meditate and build awareness and turn inward, I started to realize there's so much more underneath the surface of that. And meditation afforded me an ability to tap into the present, and to be more at peace with myself and start to change my relationship with exercise, be more gentle with myself, start to appreciate food a little bit more. And I went on my first silent retreat when I was 23, almost like, I don't even know how many it was. The anniversary was in March, and I did a class with the teacher who led that retreat. But it changed my life. It opened my heart and my mind. Sitting in silence, practicing these practices for 5 days. It was a metta, loving kindness, heart quality meditation retreat. And it made it very clear to me that this was something that was very important that I was going to pursue. And it completely changed the trajectory of my life. And then I moved to Vietnam. I spent my breaks going to Thailand, meditating in monasteries there and these 10-day retreats in southern Thai forest, where you would sleep on a wooden slab and a wooden pillow and live a very monk-like life. And I continued to deepen my relationship with myself and felt more and more commitment to return to these retreats yearly as much as possible, as just incredibly opening experiences. You walk out of these experiences feeling so much more intimately connected with yourself, intimately connected with life. And as I discovered in my late 20s, I was missing a piece. I was missing the wing of mindfulness that is compassion. So in my training, I've been taught that there are two wings. There's the awareness, which we can develop through concentration and paying attention to the breath, paying attention to the emotions, to the body. And then there's the compassion. There's the heart quality, the energy of kindness that we meet our experience with. And I'd spent a large part of my journey really cultivating the awareness, but I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to manage it. I didn't know how to bring in the compassion to meet the super challenging parts of human experience with love. In the past 5 years of my life, I've continued my meditation practice. I've continued to sit retreats regularly. But compassion as an inherent quality of mindfulness, continuing to develop and practice that, has redefined my healing journey such that I have built a resiliency to be able to take on the deeper and deeper layers of healing trauma within myself and being able to support that in others. And it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. And I'm grateful to meditation as a practice of a conglomerate of practices that not only help us dive into the present moment and be more content with what is, but as I'm going to teach in this class, really as a foundational space. Hold on, I'm going to pause for a second because I'm hot. I turned the fan off to do this video and I'm schwitzing. And I'm going to practice mindfulness here, but not trying to force this. By hydrating or dehydrating. Mindfulness has supported me as really a base. And this is the mentality that I hope to teach this course with, is not just as a doorway to the present moment, a doorway to greater contentment and peace, but also as the bedrock, the pillars, the strength and the tool set to be able to approach any personal growth and healing that you want in your life. And if you're listening to this, if you followed along with me in the coaching work that I do, there's probably something that you want in your life that you feel like you're missing, or a version of yourself that you want to grow into, or something that you want to heal and let go of. Mindfulness and the set of practices that fall under mindfulness are the bedrock that makes that possible. I will never say that mindfulness and meditation is all-encompassing. For some people, it is a paradigm that works from end to end. For me, it has been the most beautiful foundation and complement for so many other modalities that I have intertwined into my own journey. And so I teach because it has empowered me to be the man and the human that I am today, and who I continue to grow into, and to lead a fulfilling, self-loved and disciplined life. And it keeps getting better and better. And it's an honor, truly, to get to share this. And when I get to teach, I am as much a student as I am a teacher. And this is something that's really important in the quality of attention and energy that we cultivate with mindfulness practice, is this beginner's mind of always being a student of life, a student of oneself, a student of others. So I don't teach from a space of knowing it all. I know what I know. I've experienced what I've experienced, and I have great wisdom to share. And my intention also is to help you unlock that within yourself. This practice, this course is really for anybody and everybody. While it is suited and designed for beginners, again, we show up to our practice and to life with this fresh perspective, with this beginner's mind. And when I return to retreat year in and year out, it tends to be repetition of concepts that maybe I've heard before, but hearing it with fresh perspective, hearing it at a new level of awareness and consciousness that I'm at, receiving it from a place of openness rather than feeling like you know everything. And also to hear it from a fresh perspective is what continues to invigorate and reinvigorate a connection to myself and a connection to these practices. And they open new doorways each time I hear it. So if you're someone out there who considers yourself a meditator, who's been meditating, maybe you need a little bit of freshness injected into your practice, this is also for you. Doesn't matter how experienced you are, all are welcome. And know that if you've never done it before, I'm going to teach you from square one how to do it. What kind of meditation do I teach? This is a secular program. I absolutely have roots in Buddhist philosophy, in Thai and Tibetan traditions. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful traditions that have been around for a long, long time, and they have a lot of good shit to share. And there's so much goodness that has come up in the past 20 to 50 years as we modernize our understanding of the human experience, of emotional intelligence, of trauma. So know that it is not dogmatic in any way. It's not religious in any way, but I will pull from and quote from texts and spaces that have Buddhist tradition in them. The most beautiful thing about Buddhism, and this is why I have really related so deeply and easily to it and something to ponder on, is unlike the other big religions which have, an external kind of dogmatic approach to how things should be and how you should be. Buddhism is more a modality of science, of self-empowerment. It says, hey, here's what we have learned, what the wise ones have learned in coming before you and in their own practice and connection with these qualities. And here's a practice to try it out for yourself. And if you don't experience it, you don't have to believe it. But this is experiential. It's about guiding you to the experience of love, guiding you to the experience of calm, guiding you to the experience of connectedness. We really want to feel these things, and these practices help us feel these things. Some of the practices I'm going to teach you include just a simple mindfulness of breathing. You always, the breath is the classic anchor in meditation, and there are a lot of good reasons for that. We'll go super into it. But just learning to ground your attention, learning to empower yourself to choose where your attention goes, especially now in this day and age where we have so much bullshit pulling us in all these different directions. We need to learn how to train our attention, how to train our mind. So I'm going to help you connect with that kind of practice. I'm going to introduce some practices to help deal with thinking and overthinking and getting consumed with thoughts. I posted my noting meditation from the last course here on my stories. And that's an incredible practice to create some space from the thinking mind, which we get very entangled with. It's going to be a core practice. And then the loving kindness practice that really blew my heart open on that first retreat is really just an incredible self-love practice to help cultivate this energy of kindness and compassion to oneself that then opens up the doorway to kindness and compassion to others. Each class is going to include an opening, just kind of drop in. Usually we'll do some gratitude to connect with the progress that each of you has made in your practice in the past week. What moments of mindfulness can we notice and how good do they feel? We really want to focus on the positive because a big part of what this offers is an unwinding of the negativity bias that we get so complainy and so stuck in what's not going well. We're gonna learn to see what is going well. We will also have a little drop-in, just grounding meditation. I'll offer a talk on a inspiring concept of choice. That'll go week to week. We'll do some mindful movement. And we'll do this for two reasons. One, I will always propose that meditation is not a one-size-fits-all practice. It's not even one practice. In fact, it's a catalog of different practices, little tools, little complements. And what we're going to create in this course is a practice that really works for you, or a set of practices that really work for you. And it's going to be unique for each and every person. And so mindful movement is a really great way to bring mindfulness, bring non-judgmental present awareness into daily life. We don't just have to sit and meditate. There are so many other ways that we can do that through kind of qigong-y kind of movement, yogic kind of movements, even walking meditation. And so it's to add a component that gives you some flexibility to try on some other things that you may want to bring into your life instead of seated meditation. And it's also because we sit so fucking much already, and we need movement. And mindful movement is a really great way to prepare for seated meditation, to loosen the body up, to relax the nervous system. There are incredible benefits from that. So we're going to get a little bit of mindful movement. It can be super gentle every class. We'll have instructions on a technique, and then a longer sitting practice, seated practice, or lying down or standing up if you want to. Again, it's your choice. And then finally, we'll end with Q&A and coaching. So you have an opportunity to ask questions about your practice, what's getting in your way, what feels hard, or to ask about particular things that are going on in your life and how to use these practices in those spaces. This is a really great opportunity if you're interested in working with me and you want to tap into a container where you get coaching support on how to meet daily life with, these energies of beginner's mind, of compassion, of courage, of personal power. This is a great opportunity to get that support with me in a group container. Why should you take this class? For the aforementioned reasons, this has absolutely made my life. It has completely defined who I am as a person, and I use that word defined lightly because I'm not a meditator, but I am boundless because of the power of awareness and a commitment to that awareness. And I want to share that. That's something that we all have access to. We all have natural awareness as a capacity within us. We all have compassion as a capacity within us. Presence, intimacy, curiosity, wonder, awe. These are all qualities of mind and heart that we can cultivate and connect with, that we lose track of in our societal conditioning. In this complex, very tech-driven world that we live in, we're disconnected from our hearts, we're disconnected from our bodies, and I want to help you reconnect with that. And it's infinite, the possibilities that become at your fingertips. Again, this is not, this as a tool will open up any and all the doorways that you may want to open up. And again, if you're interested in doing coaching work with me, this is something that's integrated in all the work that I do with my clients. Because, the teacher on my most recent retreat brought up something really that is true, is that, mindfulness is kind of the buzzword to add to therapeutic models like mindfulness-based stress reduction, mindfulness-based yada, yada. And there's a reason for that. It's because people who have a mindfulness practice have the awareness and the honesty with themselves to be able to make greater and more sustainable strides in their healing and growth work than people who are unaware, who are not willing to face themselves. So this is an incredible opportunity to deepen that connection with yourself, from which whatever you want to create or whatever you want to let go of then becomes more accessible. But if you're not cultivating this awareness, if you're not cultivating the compassion as a way to hold awareness in a way that allows the harder aspects of being human and the trauma to move and be loved, then, we stay stuck. That's just the truth. So if you're feeling stuck and you want to get unstuck, this is going to help you do that. There's also something really brilliant and beautiful about the consistency of being in a container and having a touch point every week. And important to the way that I teach is, as a coach who honors and respects that this is also so much about forming a habit, and so I want to and will create a space that will give you some momentum to feel into, to create a positive feedback loop that is going to help you realize the benefit of this on a day-to-day, on a week-to-week, and, in your life. So we're going to create a habit with the consistency and the accountability and the community and the connection of being a group of people who want to deepen their connection with themselves is a really beautiful thing. And finally, this is a steal. The price is very, very low for what I charge for my one-on-one and what I will charge for group coaching down the line. The reason it is such a approachable price right now is because it is the second round of my practicum for my certification. And I'm not shy to say that I'm confident to teach this and to, charge what I think it's worth. But this is undervalued because I really want to make it accessible. And it's a great opportunity to step into something for a very reasonable price, I would say. If I were to, charge appropriately for this is a few $100s at least in terms of the value and the energetic commitment that I would like people to step into this with. So if you're at all interested in working with me, this is a really great opportunity to step in to a container with me at a low entry point. Finally, if you are game for this, send me a message. Tell me why you want to be in this class, why you want to learn to meditate or continue to learn to meditate. This is a deeply intentional practice, and the more that we connect with that why and that quality of heart, the more it becomes something that is, worth returning to over and over again. And if you're on the fence, but you have any inclination that this is the place and the space to be, get out of your own way. That is your ego talking. Those thoughts, you don't have to identify with them. And if you're on the fence, roll your ass over to the other side, because I promise you that this will change your life if you put yourself into it fully. And I would be so honored to get to share that with you. And I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful now.